The WWE Network is going to be launching a new show which is going to debut right after Fastlane. And I will tell you that honestly, even though it's not going to be a news breaking show of interviews and getting backstage situations, it's going to be more of a sort of skit show. Um, I think that I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be the Edge and Christian show that totally reeks of awesomeness. I will tell you that when Edge and Christian did a. Do you remember the Edge and Christian special that was on the WWE Network? Months
I
ago,
remember them being on the Steve Austin podcast, but that's about it.
they had like their own show. I can't remember if it was the best of SmackDown or just the best moments of Edge and Christian, but they had some sort of a deal, and probably this is a spin-off of that. I honestly thought that that last show just didn't perform up to par of Edge and Christian funniness, but I have seen clips. I have seen, the YouTube video that they put up hyping up the Edge and Christian show, and I think it is going to be really funny, and I think that people are really going to um, like this show. I think it's going to be a lot like Swerved, where it's just a funny show just to kick back and watch it and just see what happens. But in order to promote the Edge and Christian show, Edge and Christian are going to be having a talk show segment on the Fastlane pay-per-view. Another thing that reeked of pre-show all over it. But they're not doing it that way. They're going to be doing. You just said this show. What is the name of this segment, Pinko?
It's the cutting edge Peep show, pretty much putting the two shows together.
They're combining the Edge talk show with the Christian talk show, and they are going to be bringing out their tag team champions, New Day. The New Day have basically had their moment in the sun already. In my moment, when they got to go one-on-one with The Rock, and they just went out there and they made The Rock break live on Raw. I think that was their biggest moment that they're ever going to have. Pinko, what are you looking forward to from this segment?
Honestly, I'm just looking forward to seeing Edge and Christian back in a ring. The fact that New Day is there, it just adds to it. And I don't know. I love Edge and Christian as the tag team, and it'll be cool to see them back on my, I guess, computer screen. So that should be fun. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it.
I think that they're going to have a match. Do you think I'm crazy?
I think you're absolutely crazy. I think you have a better chance of Chris Benoit returning.
Okay, this is what's going to happen in my mind. There's a team in NXT which I think is a lot like Edge and Christian, and I think it's kind of weird that the WWE tag team titles are not being defended on this show. Call me crazy, but I think Edge and Christian are going to bring Enzo and Kaz to Fastlane, and we are going to see an impromptu tag match of Enzo and Kaz going up against the New Day. What do you think about that, Pinko?
I think that you should have explained it better because I thought you said Edge and Christian were going to wrestle, and I was like, "You're crazy! Like that will never happen." But I could definitely see that happening. Like that's totally like you're pulling that out of left field, and
Mhm.
I think that would be crazy. I think it'd be awesome. I'd like to see it, and it would set up for them to be in that tag match at WrestleMania that we were talking about earlier. But that'd be cool to see, honestly.
Because of the Edge and Christian, problems with the Edge's neck and I guess you can say Christian's head being retired because of concussion problems. They can't get physical, and I think they've done just about everything that they could do, like with Seth Rollins threatening John Cena that he was going to stomp on Edge's neck. I don't really see where this can go. New Day needs something, even though there is no Uso. I guess the Usos and the Dudleys are already in their own sort of deal. I wouldn't be surprised if that becomes a match added to this pay-per-view somewhere down the road. And shoot, is there anything else going on in the tag team division right now?
Honestly, no. Between this and the New Day, or not
Mm-hmm.
the New Day, the Usos and Dudley stuff, which I'm surprised there's not a match already announced for that.
Yeah.
I would have expected that to be announced on Monday Night Raw. So the fact that that's not announced yet is pretty crazy. But that'll be during like I don't know, right after the Divas match to put them like to separate them. But that will be a thing. But other than that, no. Like you said earlier, this should be on the pre-show.
Yeah.
Like the Kalisto match should be on the actual show. So
Yeah,
I don't understand.
I think there's a reason that this is on the main show and not on the pre-show. And Enzo and Cass has been a great team. They're probably the most over wrestlers there is on the NXT roster. Honestly, in my opinion, you have those guys open a show, you're always going to get a huge pop those times that those guys come out. And maybe they have to end up leaving. What's the chick's name? Enzo, Cass, and Carmella. Maybe they have to leave Carmella behind. Maybe she's not ready to go to the main roster. Maybe they want to leave her there to have some more matches with Bayley and things like that. But we've seen them go after the tag team titles a few times, and they haven't won them. And I think that's been because they've been trying to find a way to bring them up to the main roster. I wouldn't be surprised if they debut, and to call me crazy, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up winning the tag team championships on this show. Maybe not going into WrestleMania as the champs, but I do think that they would be a big plus to the main roster. And when it comes down to it, that tag team division is more stocked in NXT than it is on the main roster. And bringing some of those guys up would really help out.